Okay, good morning. This is the first AMA that we're going to be having in the ZAH group for another project in the continuous improvement of what we're trying to do to clean up this space and really show people actual projects that are joining the ecosystem that actually are going to be beneficial, not just for seasonal, but actually long-term investments. So we have the Coin Official team right here. They're also co-founders of Zahnymous. So it's great to have this gym a part of our first AMA that we're going to be having. Again, I'll let them talk. It's pretty much about them. Introduce yourselves. Tell us how you all came up with Coin Official, and tell me why someone would want to invest in Coin Official.
Yeah, so I kind of want to introduce myself a little bit. I don't get to talk here enough, or I'm not in the chat as much as I'd like, but my name's Logan. I'm one of the co-founders of ZAH, and, I met Boston a long time ago on a freelance website, and that's kind of where we started, where we, help assist projects with, tokenomics, development, design, really from everything from start to finish. And Boston came to us with this crazy idea, and over the last year and a half, almost feels like 2 years at some points, we created what you now see today as Zahnymous, being the DeFi to gift card platform. And along with that, again, we've assisted a lot of projects down the road, but through all these consultations and things that we've kind of helped people launch, we've created a platform that is really targeting three different types of people: project owners, investors, and influencers. And so we're bringing all these people here today to our platform, kind of being the next gen Web3 platform that people can use no matter where you are in the industry. So myself, I'm Logan. I'm a full-time data engineer. As I kind of just mentioned, I've been helping projects for the past 3 to 4 years, everything from small market cap tokens to multi-chain DAOs, and everything kind of in between. And I'll pass it over to Trey, and he'll introduce himself. Or Faisal, if he's next.
Yeah, I can definitely go next. My name is Faisal. I've spoken so much about myself here in ZAH because I've been in so many of these AMAs, but just a short description of who I am. My name is Faisal. I'm in the pursuit of a bachelor degree in computer science. I'm also a medical student at the same time. I've been a Solidity developer for the last 2 years. I've also been a project consultant amongst a lot of fields, whether it's development, tokenomics, NFTs, etc., etc. So, yeah, that's pretty much me.
Perfect. Hey, sorry guys, I was muted. My name's Trey. I go by Nova as well. Been in the crypto space since 2015. Have a really thick background in sales, SaaS sales, marketing. I've been a crypto consultant for the last 2 years, building crypto marketing plans, AMA tours for other projects. I'm just getting together with all these guys who are also consultants themselves to kind of build our own project as well.
What about Brandon? You have another member here, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everyone. My name's Brandon. I am also a co-founder of ZAH, and I don't get to talk much here because I'm a developer, so I don't like talking so much. But I do have a bachelor's of computer science, a smart contract developer for about 3 years, and Time Magazine's Person of the Year of 2006. Just been working in technology for the past 10 years, currently a cybersecurity expert, and I would just consider myself the overall nerd of the herd.
Perfect. Logan, you want to go ahead and take over from here and kind of explain a little bit about the beginning of the project here?
100%. And yeah, just kind of just to reiterate a little bit, is Faisal, myself, and Trey, well, actually everyone besides Trey, helped to launch ZAH from the start a year and a half ago. Trey did do a lot of the marketing though for ZAH, so we can thank him for everyone being here today, or at least in partial. But obviously Bassett being the great mastermind and the one that really kind of pushes to make everything happen. I mean, his work ethic is insane. But hopefully platforms like Coin Official can really benefit projects like ZAH, whether they're already established or they're just launching. And so you kind of see on the page here, we have a handful of different things we're going to discuss today. All these things you see are going to be live on launch. That's something that's incredibly unheard of, right? Normally people are promising development to be done in a year and a half after you give them money. We really don't like to function like that. And that's just kind of, again, going back to our roots of all the projects we've helped. We know if we have everything done before you invest and before launch, we think it's going to be a way better product. And then you're not stuck there, waiting under false promises. But let's kind of go down to what we're actually creating, because there's a lot of stuff in front of you. Traditionally, when we help projects market, you are stuck looking at some sites like CoinVoter, Fresh Coins, Coin Sniper, Coin Hunt, and a lot of these sites are manipulated. They're full of bribery, bots, click farms, and they're really not helpful for your real investors that are common and frequently are trying to find the next gem to buy into. And new investors, what they really don't understand is when they go to these sites, you can see on the picture here, some of these voting sites have millions of votes on these tokens. But I mean, you tell me the last time you've seen 1 million people in a Telegram group. I don't even think it supports that many people. Most of these Telegram groups have a few thousand people, maybe up to 50,000 if they're super large. But even that's incredibly unheard of. But what's happening is these new investors are getting burned, and they're leaving the industry because they're buying into tokens that they think have a lot of marketing potential and hype, but turns out they just paid, Coin Sniper $50 through the back end, and they added a bunch of votes. And that's the problem with these old Web 2 platforms, is they're really not made for decentralization. It's a Web 2 platform. They're paying for click votes, or doing captchas, or creating fake email accounts. But now what we're really creating is the first ever decentralized voting website where all the votes are logged on the blockchain. So you as an investor, a project owner, or an influencer will know 100% with factual data what projects are marketing and what kind of potential is behind them. But let me pass over to Trey. He's going to explain all the services and kind of the more nitty-gritty stuff of the CoinOfficial ecosystem.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and explain just some of the basic services so everyone kind of gets a really good idea of what CoinOfficial is and does. So the very first thing about us, obviously we're a coin voting platform, right? You have to utilize our token, which is also called Vote, which might be a little bit confusing, to list projects. It's 100 vote tokens to list projects, as well as you can utilize those tokens again to continuously upvote projects, influencers, and articles, okay? So we'll dig a little bit deeper into that, but the very first thing that we have here is the influencer marketplace. So on CoinOfficial, where projects are going to be able to list, they're also going to have all their marketing at their fingertips as well. So if you're a brand new project or you want to start a project and you list on CoinOfficial's platform, well, you'll go over to the influencer marketplace where you'll be able to purchase AMAs, calls, marketing from trusted influencers that have been vetted by us. All right, it's an automatic process. So essentially what happens is you'll see like, hey, this AMA with ZAH is 1 BNB, okay? You can see it there. You'll go ahead and purchase it. It'll send the money to ZAH, and then maybe we get a small commission off the top, which we then utilize a portion of that for buybacks and burns, a buyback and burn of the token itself. So we're completely revenue-based. We want to make all of our money on the platform itself. So this is all in BNB, and this is all available at launch as well. Next thing is the portfolio tracker. This is also known as the account management. That's really what we're changing this to. Essentially, any token that you purchase through the platform, you're going to be able to track here. Do you have any staking pools that are active on the platform that you're collecting from? You'll be able to see them here as well. And then you're going to be able to see your watch list, your favorites, and things like that. So this is more or less just a sticky service to help people stay on the platform, keep it easy for them so they can see their assets here. Also, we have the token page. So if ZAH, for example, what would happen here is if ZAH was listed on CoinOfficial, which it will be, you'll be able to upvote ZAH here utilizing our token, buy and sell ZAH from here, see the chart, see the description, market sentiment if there's any tweets about ZAH, and even staking pools for ZAH as well. So if ZAH were to open up a staking pool, super simple, you'd be able to come onto the page here, collect those funds from the staking pool. The next thing would be your news press release. One thing that we do know is a lot of projects spend a lot of money on articles like Yahoo, Bazinga, all these places where these crypto articles are just taken down after a few days. It's completely pointless. The big thing with CoinOfficial is we're going to have permanent press releases. There's no banner ads. The only banner ads we have are actual articles about projects. They're going to be listed here. It's permanent. It's trending as well, so any article can be upvoted with our token. The top 5 articles on a rolling period will be the trending articles. And again, this is all organic. They're not going to be deleted. It's all about crypto. So you can come on here and actually learn about projects instead of trying to go on like yahoo.com and try to find crypto projects. It's going to be a lot easier for you just to come here and stay here. Then we also have our automated marketing. So again, everything on the platform is a safe, secure checkout. It's an automatic process. You connect your wallet. If you don't want to connect your wallet, you can scan the QR code there and pay with that as well. Super simple process for the automated checkout process. Then we also have our referral system. So we understand how difficult it is to kind of start word of mouth, but it's also one of the most valuable forms of marketing. So Coin Official, anybody listening to this call right now could go on Coin Official. Once we go live, you can generate a referral code and you can go and basically market brand new projects. Tell them, hey, go list on Coin Official. If they utilize your referral code, you get 5% of all the votes that are going to be listed on that project. So it's 100 vote tokens to list, you get 5 tokens. If they do 100 more votes the next day, then you get 5 more tokens. If they do 1,000 more votes the next day, you get 50 tokens. So again, what you're going to be getting there is a constant stream of commissions. So you put the work in one time and then you get a little bit of passive income. There's no cap on commissions whatsoever. You can just sell those tokens. We also burn 5% of all tokens that are used for listings. That way we can offset that commission rate as well. And that's pretty much all the services. I don't know if you have any questions, Fawcett, or anybody about the services that we have.
Yeah, so when users are staking, right, let's say you host their project and you have the staking pool for them, do they have to go to the Coin Official site to stake? Or is there any way to kind of like API that out and show on like another user's website? Because I think it would be really nice if ZAH users could just like press stake on our website and somehow connect to Coin Official. I'm not sure if I caught that or not.
Yeah, so I can kind of talk on that a little bit. And that kind of fits into our ecosystem, right? I think we're always open to some cool ideas like that and integrations we can do. But part of the reason is we're targeting those 3 types of people is if you were, say, we listed ZAH on the platform, right? You add the token, it's there, people can start voting on it. You're going to have a higher chance of people voting on your actual project if they're also seeing the staking pools for your project right below that option. So it kind of benefits you if people are coming to our site as like a verification measure, and also then they're going to start seeing articles about ZAH. They're going to see you on the promoted section trending. They can start voting and interact with everything you're doing on the site. But of course, just as another option is you could always iframe it to your site. It's not as pretty, but it's always an option. But I think, of course, because our relationship is so close, we can definitely talk about different ways, and maybe we can integrate a special ZAH UI to the Zahnymous website, and that way it's super easy for people to stake after that, after the fact at least.
Definitely. I think that would be really beneficial, not even just for my project, but all other projects that are going to be doing it with you, because they can kind of say, hey, this is our way of staking, instead of pretty much like kind of being like, oh, well, we're using a different platform, even though they're still using your platform. It just looks more customized if you all allowed that system.
100%.
I got a question. So I understand you have to use the coin to upvote and stuff. Do I have to hold the coin to stake? So say ZAH is going to be doing staking on your platform. Do I have to hold your coin as well to be able to participate in the staking for ZAH?
Never, of course not. So once, say, Bosset here, the owner of ZAH, goes to the site, deploys his staking pools, he has multiple options, right? He can choose unlocked, 30 days, 60 day, 90 day, and 180 day, roughly around that. Once those staking pools are deployed, you can find all those staking pools underneath his project. Then you can just go stake with ZAH. You don't ever need to buy the Coin Official token in that procedure. But of course, if you're a big believer in ZAH, you're going to go ahead and stake. But then you're probably going to vote. You're probably going to look at other projects. You're probably going to read articles, and you're going to be interacting with the whole site for the most part.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So, I do the staking, and maybe I want to check out the website. Do I have to create an account, email, password, do all that stuff to be able to
Of
check
course
the website
not.
out? Okay,
Yeah,
so I can just use a decentralized wallet with your guys' token on it.
Correct. Just kind of think about it the same way you interact with ZAH, right? Like this is Web3. We don't want to really have emails or any kind of password resets. It kind of just defeats the purpose of decentralization. So your wallet is really your account. And that's how you're going to interact with, tokens you've favorited, your staking pools, maybe projects you've created. And as Trey's already mentioned, the referral code. So if you refer projects like ZAH, you can start earning that 5% after everything. But I believe, Faisal, did you want to chime in? You had maybe something more to add?
Yeah, Buck, I actually just wanted to ask you a question. We're so we are community driven, so we do like to take in a bit of context and a bit of understanding from our investors. Why did you, or more necessarily, why did you ask that question? What do you think that would be a good idea for Coin Official, perhaps?
I actually asked the question because since you have to use the token to vote on the website, that might push people off from voting who, is kind of new to token. But, to hold it for the staking, that would be something that somebody who's into crypto, who knows about staking, would be willing to do. But at the voting, it might push some of the newer people off because they're like, why do I have to buy this token to vote for this other token that I'm looking at? And they don't really know the space that much.
That would be kind of cool, actually, implementing other tokens to vote as well, because then instead of them having to force to buy vote, they could then just vote with the native token, and somehow they get commission off of the actual voting platform. I didn't even think about that. That would definitely be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that. So essentially, that would almost remove the point of the token itself. So for the most part, we understand it's the project owners a majority of the time buying these votes. So when they go to the page to upvote their project or list their project, again, they don't have to go to PancakeSwap. It's all done on the Coin Official platform. So essentially, again, for the most part, it's always the project owners purchasing the votes. There's going to be some whales every now and then that might buy some votes just because it benefits their pocket. But we don't really expect communities to be constantly buying the vote token to upvote their project. I mean, it's great if they do, but that's not necessarily what we really expect. Again, we mostly expect it to be from that token's marketing team or development team that's purchasing those votes.
Yeah, and also, just Buckeye, also just to add to it, right? Would you, just out of curiosity, especially for ZAH, I mean, you're always on the group chat, you're always supporting, you're always, you're always here, right? Would you not pay 5 cents to upvote ZAH if it was in the chat, like someone's like, hey, go upvote on this project, it's 5 cents, would you?
I would, but I would like to be able to use ZAH if I was to do that, because honestly, right now, that wallet is ZAH, and the gas is all I hold in that wallet.
So I think the kind of the way you want to need to look at it is if people are voting with multiple tokens, one, it takes away from the whole ecosystem of the gamification we're creating. But if you had, say you could vote in ZAH and you vote that on ZAH, one, we don't want to take your ZAH. We want you to have that. We don't want to take away your investment. We want you to be able to use it, sell it, stake it, buy gift cards, whatever you may be doing. But we also need to make sure the formula for the voting is always the same, regardless of the price of the token. So by using the Coin Official token, the price, is going to be set for that vote. It's one vote equals one token. But if we started integrating other types of tokens for voting, then the pricing could be all over the chart. Some tokens might be worth 8 decimals down 0.0001. Other tokens might be worth $5 a piece. We wouldn't want to try to calculate that difference in the voting price, and then we'd have to try to think about how we base that off of. So with that being said, you'd vote with Coin Official token, and you can use that to upvote projects like ZAH. And obviously, as Trey kind of mentioned, the more you upvote ZAH, they're automatically going to be pumped up to the trending. They're going to get articles. They're going to get too promoted. And what does that do? It gets more eyes on the project. And then that would hypothetically bring more holders and more investments, increasing your price of ZAH that you're holding. So it's kind of like
Okay, so real quick, Logan, Trey, Faisal.
I appreciate it. That's great. It's like the same type of organic growth that we're looking for at ZAH. I appreciate it. That's great. Thank you.
We have a couple community questions real quick. Do you all want to go through your presentation, or do you want to answer them real quick? Because we have a couple that are shining in.
I think we're ready, Trey. I think we've covered.
Yeah, we can answer them now, of course.
Okay, of course. So someone asked, Belong said, when looking at your NFTs, there are benefits for holders as mentioned in the white paper like airdrops and more rewards, but the project is really not focused on growing or managing funds for NFT holders. So how does your official coin maintain benefits for NFTs and make sure your NFTs are valuable in the long run and not dusty? That's funny.
No, that's a great question. And that's one of the things when we started this project, again, just like ZAH, we've been working on it for a long time. And we wanted to launch NFTs right off the bat. But one thing we want to make sure is those values of those NFTs aren't going to just fall in the secondary market. And so what we've done, even though they're in the pitch deck here today, normally it's kind of just a small note of something that's going to come in the future. We do want to reward NFT holders, and we have flows in the back end built out to basically give a portion of the voting on the platform to the NFT holders, which are basically going to be people that really believe in the project, especially as we start doing cross-chain and other integrations down the road. But those NFTs won't be live on launch. We're going to wait for our user base to grow and get larger so that when people are receiving the NFT redistributions, that's going to more than pay for their own NFTs when they do buy it. And even with that being said, we're only going to launch about 1,000 NFTs. So it's going to be a small share versus a large PFP launch.
Of course. So we have, someone else asked, Kakik Rido said, I often hear that some experienced cryptocurrencies are exploited by hackers. So what security systems does Coin Official have in place to prevent counterfeiting and attempted fraud? What are the Coin's official security mechanisms to ensure users' assets are not targeted by hackers? I'm assuming he means the staking pools.
Yeah, so I mean, when we look at just the normal token itself, right, the team that is building Coin Official is the same team that helped build ZAH. ZAH got their contract audited by Certec, had amazing flying colors, fresh coins. I think they got like the highest score there too. So if you trust ZAH and the back end and the security there, you're more than going to feel comfortable over at the Coin Official ecosystem. Talk about our token. We just had it audited by Contract Wolf. It got the highest score on the first try with no revisions needed. So we're very blessed to have people like Brandon and Faisal here on our internal development team, along with the stuff they built for ZAH. For the staking pool, we are going to be getting some audits completed for those two. It'll probably just be a little bit post-launch as we kind of wrap everything up and get everything completed and onboarded.
I was going to say, do that. That's actually, I didn't even think about that. Obviously, you all are part of my team as well, but definitely getting some audits for the actual system, especially if you're going to be holding like a lot of money in case someone puts like millions of tokens. That could be definitely very scary if there's not something that's certifying, making sure that the system is like approved by some type of auditing firm. Someone else has a question, and they said thousands of projects out there and millions of contracts for people listening to this AMA and stuff to their money into. So my question to Logan and Nova is, why should the people listening take you up on the opportunity and invest in the upcoming pre-sale tomorrow?
Sure. I mean, that's kind of the whole ecosystem we're building here, right? It's that three-tiered approach. Thankfully we have Trey, which is an amazing salesperson and really marketer, and he's helped us obviously already onboard about 45 plus partners with large different call channels and influencers. I don't know if we've talked about the influencer marketplace too much, but this is where influencers and project owners can basically buy or sell those services. And when you start bringing those people on, then the investors follow through too. We haven't really touched on tokenomics, but if you want to go to that slide, Trey, that'd be great. One thing you're going to notice is we have no team tokens. We really are a revenue-based system. We don't want to sell tokens. We don't want there to be a soft or slow rug or anything like that. We're purely basing our revenue and our profits off the services that we sell, whether it be consultations, development, writing articles for projects to post on our site, kind of banner promotion, stuff like that. And of course, making some money through the coin voting ecosystem, as people buy vote. But a lot of those, incentives are all deflationary, right? We're giving a ton of rewards back to the referral people. We're burning a bunch of tokens. And then the rest of our token allocation is basically set for staking, which is like rewards, right? Holdback for other onboarding to a centralized or decentralized exchanges down the road, and our treasury, which is more for development and marketing. But of course, we're veterans in the industry, right? We're never going to sell tokens if the chart is down. We funded a lot of this out of pocket to this point, and if we need to, we'll continue to do so. We would never hurt the chart, and the gain of like short profit when we've put so much time and money already. It really benefits us long term to run a nice, clean, official ecosystem where people can come to and trust. And that's where we're getting all these influencers on board. We can start funneling all these projects to our ecosystem versus these older Web 2 platforms like CoinSniper, Fresh Coins, CoinHunt, and so forth. You can kind of look at those guys, right, and they make, Fresh Coins, I think, averages probably $1 to $2 million a year easily, and that's just the wallets we can track. What we're looking at is trying to take a small market share of that network, along with all the other ones. Of course, there's probably 80 even smaller market cap, voting websites. And by basically creating the first ever decentralized voting system, investors are going to feel a lot more confident coming to us. And we'll be taking that market share, pretty fast, I believe, especially with all the partnerships we've lined up. And then once we start onboarding more projects and tokens, again, there's going to be more buyback and burns, more deflationary features will be set, which will constantly increase the price of the token. And also, just to mention, our whole team are consultants, right? We've been working on freelance platforms for years. I'd almost want to say we have a monopoly approach on it, for better or worse. And we're constantly right now forced to send people to these old Web 2 platforms. But now, instead of sending them like hundreds of thousands of dollars to all these other places, we can start sending them to our site. Along with us having an official partnership with Gempad, not just like, oh, we're listing there, but we're already talking about doing custom badges, cross-chain APIs. They've been working with us very closely over the last few months, and so we're really happy to have that partnership with them, but of course with ZAH too. I don't know if that answered your question. I know that was a lot.
That was definitely a lot. So I actually have a question for you all from my own personal, listening to you all talk. I've heard about Coin Official for a long time now. And this might be like, maybe this question's obvious, but do you all think that there's going to be a problem with forcing people to actually use a token to vote? Because voting is supposed to be something that's free, right? Like, for example, if there's a senator or a politician, I just go there and I just vote for who I want to. And it's kind of a free process. And that's kind of why other people made it a free process. So do you think that is actually going to counteract with your all's business approach of making people pay to vote?
Can I
Absolutely
ask that?
not.
Can I answer that question? Can I actually answer that question, please? Boss, it's like this, right? There has to be some sort of barrier to entry to vote. Considering that, yes, voting is free, but in order to vote, you have to have a valid ID. You have to have certain documents, etc., etc. Sometimes you have to pay for those documents, and therefore and remember, you also have to go to where you want to vote. You have to call someone. You have to send a ballot. There's a level of effort and a barrier to entry in order to go and vote. And to have something where there's no barrier to entry, where you just click or connect a wallet, and you make that voting process a lot easier. Number one, you're making that process easier for fraud, and number two, like everyone can do it. And if everyone can do it, that means it will skew the data. And it's like this, right? Only people in a country for votes. Someone in South Africa or Europe can't come into the United States and try vote. It doesn't work that way. So you want it to be only for a select group of people, and you also want it to be a barrier of entry for it. And that's just another one of the safety mechanisms that come into it.
Great response.
Yeah, just to add on a little bit real quick, Boss, is essentially when we look at Whale Watcher, we look at Watcher Guru, Fresh Coins, CoinSniper, CoinMooner, just from our analytics alone, there's almost like 1 million votes purchased a day. We understand that coin voting is technically free for a lot of these platforms. Well, for almost all of the platforms, they're technically free. The big difference is the products that are always the top listed never did it for free, right? They paid for all of their votes. That's why these businesses are so profitable. So the only difference now is technically our votes are cheaper. CoinSniper vote is on average about 5 to 6 cents a vote. On launch, we're probably going to be 2 cents, maybe a little bit less per vote, technically. The big difference here is now you don't have to talk to somebody on Telegram to get them to purchase votes for you by proxies or bot farms or whatever the case is. You just simply buy the votes. It's transparent for investors. And it makes it a lot easier for the projects and the investors themselves.
Yeah, you all answered it perfectly. Again, I'm just asking questions that I'm also getting DM'd, and some questions that I was thinking as well. So we have other questions from other people. Dollar Boy said, Coin Official has a very good concept. What is your plan to reach people who still don't know this concept and make your voice heard by all players? And what is your strategy that will make your project special and stand out from other projects? Which I guess you all already answered that, but
Well, we can kind of touch on it a little bit more. And that's where we're not just looking at doing marketing in Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. Of course, we have all that going. We have all these partnerships lined up where we've been doing tons of AMAs over the past week or two. But we're really looking at creating more content for your Web2 users, right? Like YouTube, TikTok, and along with our SEO pages being from our news section. We really don't want, although of course they're happy to be here, that 25-year-old demographic male. That is just your standard crypto bro, right? We really want to start engaging a larger community, and that's where we'll be creating content that actually can be searchable and found on these different websites and engaging these different demographics. We're talking about doing content series, these articles, and the articles aren't just going to be, here's a token you should buy, it's going to do 100 times. We really want to start focusing on more educational content so that people actually find a reason to come to our site to maybe find out what's going on in the ecosystem. Maybe we can talk about, centralized exchange issues and how to write smart contracts. We can start writing these kind of things and engaging these people so that we're not just getting the same people over and over again that are funneling through Telegram groups. So hopefully over time, between all the different things we're working on, we'll start amassing a larger following. A part with that too is our partnership with Gempad. I mean, all the tokens that are going to be listed there are going to start being listed on Coin Official. They pull in about 150,000 views a month. So automatically, we're already going to be hitting the ground running with all the viewership as our platform gets larger.
Okay, perfect. I mean, it sounds like you all really introduced what the problem was, which is a lot of scam websites that are false promoting projects. And you all have the solution to that, which is the Coin Official platform, which allows for that more transparent voting system and actually forcing people to, instead of just like faking the votes, they actually pay. And then the ones that are going to be on the top tier list, like the top 1, 2, 3, it's actually paid votes, or people actually paying to pretty much showcase them. And I mean, I love the system. Again, I've been hearing about this for months now. So I'm just asking questions about everything else. Again, good job, guys. Is there anything else that you all would like to share about Coin Official? Actually, I have a real quick question. How many people do you have a part of the ecosystem right now planned before you all launch? I'm really interested in the callers and the influencers that you have right now.
Yeah, so we have around like 30-ish influencers. They're going to be listed on the influencer marketplace. Might be a little bit less, some influencers, like if they're not promoting Coin Official the way that they're supposed to, it's really a trade, right? At the end of the day, we're just not allowing everyone just to list on the platform because it doesn't benefit us at all. It doesn't benefit our investors or holders. So if they're sharing some love for Coin Official, and they're vetted by us, and we have references from them that they're good, they hold good AMAs, there's traction there, then we're going to list those guys on launch on the influencer marketplace. So probably around like 30-ish, very solid vetted influencers on the marketplace when we launch.
Of course, and I'm going to assume that the ZAH articles that are already posted, they're going to be posted. So does ZAH get a free listing?
Absolutely. Right.
That's funny. So we're going to see if there's any more community questions. I guess you all pretty much answered everything. Do you all have a video demo of like showing the actual platform so we can showcase to our users kind of what everything's going to look like instead of just pictures?
We're still populating a lot of the data, so I think the UI images are probably the best shot. We are going to be onboarding beta testers here really soon, so if you guys are interested, of course, join our Telegram. You can start seeing sneak peeks. We're doing internal AMAs, and of course, more AMAs like this. So if you just continually jump in, participate, I'm sure you'll be invited and jump in, and you can start, reviewing everything yourself.
Of course. Definitely, man. I love your all's concept. I'm really excited The only thing that I'm like really scared about is whenever you're moving on to something that's kind of new, and this happened with ZAH as well. If it's a really new concept, sometimes it's hard to get that mass adoption. Sometimes it's hard to bring new users over to your platform and kind of adopt it. Something similar to kind of like, let's say Twitter or Snapchat. Obviously, it wasn't just a hit immediately. It takes time to really grow. So how do you all plan to really, like, what's your all's future roadmap to really growing the platform to what it needs to be over the next year, 2 years, 5 years? What's the roadmap to really getting this to every time someone wants to actually launch a token, they go to CoinOfficial 100% without having to do what we had to do. Message each individual influencer, kind of get in contacts with you all. How are you all going to make this the normal marketing?
Absolutely. That's a really good question. Really great question. At the end of the day, it is going to take some time, right? We're not going to be able to be mainstream overnight. We would love to. I hope that happens, right? But at the end of the day, it's going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of visibility from different aspects. So like what Logan mentioned before, hitting the ground running with the GymPad traction, right? Being an actual partner with GymPad, getting some of their traffic immediately onto our platform, our influencer marketplace, making it clear and concise for projects, our staking pools. So when projects list on our platform, it's just easy for them to create staking pools, and then their community knows about CoinOfficial because they're there, collecting their rewards from staking. Not to mention, since we're making it so clear and concise about when projects list, there's different tiers and ranks. Like, we want to benefit brand new investors. The turnover rate for new investors for these coin voting websites is absolutely unreal. A majority of the people on there are brand new investors. Imagine you're a brand new investor, you come onto CoinOfficial, and you can just sort projects by tiers and ranks. Are they a starter? Do they have 5,000 votes? Are they premium? Do they have 25,000 votes? An audit complete? Are they paying for marketing? Or are they like elite? Have they spent a bunch of money on marketing and votes? Do they have an audit, KYC? Have they done AMAs with somebody through the influencer marketplace? Do they have a strong team? Do they have a white paper? Do they have a marketing plan that they've submitted? Have they bought extra promotion in Telegram? You have to do all of those things to get that elite badge. And then we have even our CoinOfficial Select, which is even more in depth than that. Badges alone don't necessarily guarantee a project is going to be really successful, but at least gives you a great idea as an investor to go, okay, well, maybe I do want to buy this project because it looks like they have everything in place, and everything's looking great, instead of people that aren't spending money on marketing, they're not driven, things like that. Not to mention, every single time a project lists on our platform, they're putting buying pressure on our token. The bigger our token gets, we understand there's more eyes on our project as well. Also, the very last thing would be our referral system. So again, anybody can get on our platform, generate a referral code, and go crazy referring any project and all projects onto the platform. That alone is going to pick up so much steam for CoinOfficial, because at the end of the day, any marketer can start creating a pipeline for themselves and earning commissions.
Okay, perfect. So I see that your all's way to grow is not only – so it's kind of similar to ZAH system, right? The more the platform actually grows, it's pretty much going to be helping out the token indirectly. Not even indirectly, actually directly. So it definitely makes sense. It's not one of those businesses that's actually relying on the token price to make sure that they're still like staying afloat. It's actually a system with an actual business background that the bigger CoinOfficial gets, the bigger vote gets. So I love the actual system of it, because I kind of say this all the time. Maybe 99% of projects that I listen to in AMAs, open mics, or even while I'm in other groups, they're all focused on making sure that their token is still staying afloat. And if the token doesn't stay afloat, their entire system's done for. So the fact that you all are building a system that's based on the actual platform and the actual business is already so much more advanced and so much more ahead of the curve than, again, 99% of the projects. But we do have another question from someone, and I'm going to be honest, this is a really long one. This is from someone named Agnes. I've invested in so many projects. They've made a lot of promises without accomplishing them. They tend to base the survival of the okay, this is something that I just pretty much said. This is their question. How can you ensure us that holding this token is more beneficial for a long term and that you won't give up when things get tough? We'll just question it with that.
Well, think about it as all the deflationary features we're buying, right? Of course, you can buy vote You can use it, you can stake it, you can earn more rewards. But if you believe in what we're doing, you believe in the influencers we're onboarding, and everything that we're doing, all the revenue we're doing and creating, 5% of that's automatically buying the token back at market rate through PancakeSwap and burning it. Over time, that price is going to constantly be increased as we're burning more tokens just through the revenue we're doing. Again, there's no team tokens, so we have nothing to sell. We don't need the token value to go up or down. That's kind of the beauty of it, right? When we talked about voting, a top voted project might only have 1,000 votes. It might have 100,000 votes. One of the most frustrating things I see when marketing is, you go to these influencers to say, hey, it's $5,000 or $10,000 if you want us to post or, to create a partnership, whatever it may be. But now the community is always going to be deciding, what the current market rate is for these top trending sections, for these articles. So, for example, the ZAH articles, right? If you believe in ZAH and you want more people to see it, learn about it, and invest, you're going to go ahead and get $5 a vote token and go vote on the article, because maybe that's the extra push it needs to get into the top banner slot, which is going to be shown to everyone else, right? Does that answer the question, or maybe I can elaborate a little bit more, Bassett?
So she said, can you change the question? And I'm waiting for her or him to ask it a different way. They gave me a crying face emoji. And so can you change the question? So I asked it exactly how she said it, which was, how can you ensure us that holding this token is more beneficial for long term? And you said, well, it's by the buyback and burns, it's by the actual involvement of the system. The token price doesn't rely on the system, but as the system grows, the token grows. And you pretty much answered it. I'm still going to ask how she wants us to maybe rephrase it. I'm still curious on what she's asking specifically, but
sure.
Give me some time. Yeah, let her or him ask again, and then we'll get straight into it.
And yeah, just to add on a little bit, again, we've already looked at all the wallets of these other voting sites, right? If we add a lot of the main ones together, you're probably looking at about $5 million of revenue a year. And if we take that market share out, right, you're looking at $250,000 of buyback and burns per year. Can you think about how much of an effect that would have on the token? As basically we're buying those tokens, we're sending them to the debt address, we're showing the transaction hash and saying, hey guys, look, you wonder why the price keeps going up? It's because we keep selling more of our services. Every time someone buys an article, 5% is automatically being bought back and burning of that token. Not to mention, people are getting their hands on through the referral fees and everything like that. So we're giving all the tokens back to the people and increasing that price as much as possible. And every time someone's voting, again, another deflationary feature is every time you vote, on the back end, we're taking 5% of that token and then we're just burning it. I also don't think we've talked about token taxes, right? So we've really made this super easy for everyone to lower that barrier of entry. Our token tax for the buy is 0%. You can buy the token, there is no fee. Over the first 7 days, our taxes will be a 10% sell fee, all of that going straight to LP to benefit the investors and the holders and people that believe in the project, right? We're not taking any of that funds, any of that money at all. It's all going straight back to you guys. After the first 7 days, just to keep the chart a little bit slow, we're dropping that LP sell tax from 10% to 5%. And that's where it'll stay forever, being a 0% buy and a 5% LP tax on sell. The team purely operates on revenue and the services that we're doing and the partnerships we're creating. Everything for the token is really geared towards the investors and the holders of the community so that we're benefiting you guys. And that's why all that funds are going straight to the LP tax so that you guys can have a better backing.
Great response, Logan. Again, So someone else said, is Coinofficial token centric, their native token, or service centric? Will they put more emphasis on creating value of their native token or more focused on providing decentralized services for projects?
So let's look at like CoinMooner, for example, right? On CoinMooner, you can go there and you can buy advertisements and stuff like that. The catch of their thing is it's quote unquote always being marketed. And if you do want to pay for some banners or advertisements, you can go buy their CoinMooner token and you get like a 25% discount. But what are they doing when they get those tokens, right? They're just immediately selling it. So when we talk about us selling all of our services, we're talking about getting those funds in BNB. That way has no direct correlation to the actual vote chart itself. And that way, when we're doing those buyback and burns, you're actually seeing a real impact on the chart. I think everything kind of goes hand in hand depending on like how you're looking at it and what our focus is. Really, the more we grow the platform and more services and more of the influencer marketplace services we sell, again, we're taking a small cut from the influencer marketplace. So if, say, someone's buying a $10,000 deal through Golem's Pad, or not Golem's Pad, excuse me, like let's say Venom's Calls, right? We're going to get a small commission from that. And then with that commission, we're taking a portion doing more buyback and burns. And so over time, you're going to really start to see this price of the token increase. And then that's kind of where it kind of goes into the gamification of it, right? That we're not setting rates for the trending section or the votes. Top voted projects might only have 10,000 votes, depending on the price of the token. On launch, the price of the token is going to be roughly 2 cents. But as more buyback and burns happen, you might see a 5-cent token or a 10-cent token. And that's where we have a lot of our gamification for our rolling periods. You know, if you're in the top slot, it's the top slot for the last, say, 7 days voted. That way our system is always recirculating and getting the accurate numbers for everyone to see.
Again, a great response. It really does sound like you all have everything, which obviously if you all help incubate ZAH, I'm not trying to show favoritism or anything, because I actually told everyone I'm going to be stringent. Even if you all are my co-founders, I'm still going to hammer you all with questions, but everything in regards to what everyone's asking, you're pretty much answering really well. And I couldn't expect anything more, especially with the project that helped me, because again, I'm very bullish on ZAH, and I believe ZAH is a great project, and Quintofficial really does sound like a great project as well. And I mean, in regards to questions, you've pretty much answered everything to how is it sustainable. We've went into token taxes. You all have went into tokenomics of team tokens. There is none. How you all actually make a profit, which is the platform growing, which is how it should be. It should be more organic. The only thing that I can see is the question I already asked, but you all answered it perfectly, is how do you make sure that it's going to have that mass adoption, which Trey kind of asked. It's the more people that's involved, it's going to help token price. I'm going to search through the chat because a lot of people have been adding me. But again, you all are doing a wonderful job, and round of applause. You all know I have your all support.
Yeah, much appreciated. Hopefully, again, we can answer all the questions. Again, appreciate you, boss. Again, it's been amazing getting Coinofficial ready, but obviously the ZAH launch was a huge deal in getting that decentralized application set up. So I love it. I mean, everything we're doing, again, is really for the better of the community. You know, we've been around for years, and we're finally getting to work on projects that we really do actually enjoy.
Of course. So I'm going to run a poll after this AMA, and it's going to be if our community thinks Coinofficial should have a free listing on our DApp. Obviously, you all kind of already should have the free listing, but it's something that I told everyone that we were going to do because the community can choose for the projects that we have an AMA with if they would like to see vote on or any token that we have an AMA with to actually be on the platform for free. So we're going to run that poll. I guess, actually, some people have other questions before we end it. Will Coinofficial bring on board smaller volunteer projects for beta testing?
Yeah, so the beta testing's for like users to come look at our site and test it out. So yeah, you can just join our Telegram, as Faisal mentioned, and we'd be happy to, just communicate, talk, engage, and then we'll start getting some beta testers set up, and that won't be a problem. And before everyone votes on whether the Coinofficial token should be on the ZAH platform, just think about all the extra cross promotion we can do. Maybe we can drop a few images in the chat. I was just setting up some banner, basically advertisements in the news section last night. But let me see if I have one of those screenshots real quick, and just think about how much more we can push ZAH to increase that price over time. So vote very carefully. But love it.
That's actually funny. You pretty much said, do you want us to promote ZAH or not? So real quick, I have
one more question real quick. It has to do with your pre-sale. What is the pre-sale price, and what's going to be the listing price? Is it going to be a fair launch? How's that one working?
Yeah, we're actually restructuring here a little last second. We've been working with GemPad for a long time, and they had a few really cool extra ideas. And so we were planning on actually launching it tomorrow, but due to GemPad's advisement, they're going to do an extra marketing push for us. We're going to move it to Wednesday, and we're going to swap it over to a fair launch just because fair launches are doing really well lately. So we'll be posting that here very shortly for those links in that pre-sale.
Perfect. So yep. Oh, you go, man. What's up?
Oh no, that was it. I was going to mention the soft and hard cap, but it's a fair launch, so soft cap will just be 25 BNB for the fair launch start, and then it will just take off from there.
You all aren't doing a pre-sale anymore? Y'all are just doing fair launch?
Yeah, so we've been working with GemPad, and they had some really kind of neat ideas here last second where they're going to try to get us to some of these larger groups, and just based on their analytical data, I guess similar to kind of ZAH, right, where fair launches just seem to be doing better for the communities, which is an interesting thought. I'd be happy to talk about it more in depth, but that just seems to be the conclusion, and that's kind of where they're going to advise us to go because I think the launch will be a lot stronger.
Investors kind of like fair launches. The more investors I talk through the Zahnymous platform, they all say, dude, fair launch is awesome. No one gets a better rate than anyone, and people aren't just like trying to sell above their better rate and create a bad chart. So again, I think fair launches aren't, they're definitely a good idea. So real quick, let me ask this question. Can you talk about the biggest trends in Web3 and how CoinOfficial fits into that? And another question I want to say is, what is CoinOfficial Wallet? Will they tackle privacy and security? I'm almost positive you all don't have a wallet, but let's talk about your all's wallet providers. Is it MetaMask and Wallet Connect? Like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we don't want to create a whole nother standard for people holding tokens. Like, as fun as it would be to go ahead and create an iOS or an Android app and saying, here's our app, you can store your tokens here, it's just not needed, right? It's just like grocery stores that are always trying to get you to download their applications. Like, you use it one time, you lock it away, and you never touch it again. So it really just be a waste of time and development funds to go ahead and create something like that. So we just use whatever you normally use for your traditional token holdings in your wallets, like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Wallet Connect, stuff like that. Everything you use on ZAH will just carry over the same way. I think there's some more to that question. You mind repeating it for me, though?
Yeah, I'll say the last thing, or the first part of the question. Can you talk about the biggest trends in Web3 and how CoinOfficial fits into that? Do you think that what you all are doing is kind of trending right now in Web3, or do you think this is going to be something completely new?
Yeah, I'd love to hear some more from our team too. I mean, I think the biggest trend here we're looking at is the voting in a decentralized manner. Just how, we help to create the off-ramp for crypto so that people don't have to run their funds through a centralized exchange with all those issues. There's always projects launching, right? No matter if it's a bull market or a bear market. But now people can start actually seeing the true analytical data behind those projects launching so they don't get burned as much. But I don't know, maybe Faisal, Trey, or Brandon, if you have some other cool, trends that you would like to talk about, feel free.
Yeah, I just personally think when we talk about like everything that we bring to the table and just the referral system itself, I think we're really going to target the trend of everyone's trying to make a buck. At the end of the day, right? Everyone's trying to make money. So when these brand new projects launch, they're going to get bombarded probably by people trying to send them CoinOfficial referral codes to get them listed on the platform. And I think it's going to be a really great problem we're going to have. And I just think it's something that we're going to be targeting, is that everyone's trying to make some money. And I think it's really going to be beneficial for us.
So real quick, Agnes, I guess, still isn't happy with your all's response. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that out. But I think everything okay. So I'm gonna get her last question, and then we're gonna wrap things up. Again, you all did a great job with everything from beginning to end. You all explained the problem. You all went straight into how CoinOfficial is a solution. And you all pretty much stated exactly how the platform is going to work, why it's going to benefit the token taxes, the tokenomics. I'm not sure what more she really wants
I think I see something around privacy and security, right? It depends on I guess exactly what you're asking in that term. But in terms of the smart contract, for the token itself, flying colors passed every audit. Same team that built all the ZAH contracts that got audited by Certec. We're incredibly confident with all that stuff. The staking pools will be audited a bit after post-launch. In terms of the website, I mean, we're going to go ahead and get some security checks on that. Some pen testing done just to make sure everything is good there. I'm not really sure what else I can answer in that regard. In terms of how we're providing, I think, greater quote unquote security to the community, it's that true analytical data, right? So now that when you're looking at a project, you can actually start seeing how many people are voting on that project. Is it one wallet buying 10,000 votes, or is it 10,000 people buying one vote? Now you can start seeing the true potential. And one of the things that we haven't really mentioned that's going to come after launch is going to be our bot for our Telegram. So now that influencers, if they're partnered with us, they would put this bot in their Telegram, and we can start actually seeing the analytical data behind their chat so that project owners can see a real ROI when they're looking at purchasing AMAs, posts, or any kind of marketing package through them. Because there's a lot of influencers that charge, $5,000 to $10,000, and they have 80,000 users, but you only get maybe 300 people that show up to these channels or these AMAs. But then you also have AMAs like this, with the ZAH community, that has 2,540 members, but you have 31 people here. Your ROI is way better with ZAH than you would a larger influencer. ZAH is purely based on the community with real people, not 50,000 bots. And so we'll start to really shed light and pull back those layers that typically investors can't see. If that kind of helps the question at all.
I mean, it definitely answered it, but she has another question, and again, she can ask as many as she wants until she's happy. Obviously, you all have something to do, but that's another reason why I love actually starting this and allowing people to kind of pitch their project, because our community is filled with organic users. It's 2,500 of real people, obviously thanks to Nova for helping out, but we really can. Okay, last question. I'm sorry. In a bear market, many projects have failed. So it's Coin Official. How are they going to be tackling the bear market? And if yes, please tell me about it. And what was the main effect of the bear market in your platform? So I'm assuming that what this person means is that the fact that people are buying votes and then using it through your platform, people aren't intrigued to spend money because it's during a bearish time. I'm assuming that's what she means. I'm just trying to reciprocate.
Well, there's always new tokens launching in a bull market or a bear market. Now, really what we're doing is getting our foot in the door and building that base right now, which is definitely a harder time in crypto, right? So our biggest struggle right now, I think, is just getting the actual token launch and the platform live. And that's just because, again, it's way harder to get investors during the kind of the market we're in currently. But think about it, if we would have launched this project a year ago, we'd be raising 2,000 BNB. It'd be an insane push. We'd have hundreds of partners because that's what everyone was so geared and fine-tuned into crypto. But what we're doing is just prepping ourselves for those next market pushes so that we're ready. But regardless, our whole system's deflationary, right? We don't rely on the token price. The community's deciding the price based on everything they're integrating and using it for. And we're constantly doing those buyback and burns to increase the token price over time. So I'm really not concerned with the market itself because we're always onboarding things, right? And again, we're not a launch pad. I'm really not concerned personally. If someone wants to go list their project and they don't fill their pre-sale, again, we're just showing the analytical data behind it. We're not saying you should go buy this token just because it's on our website. We just want to start showing those true numbers behind the scenes so that you can make your final decision yourselves, making it easier to do your own research or anything around that nature.
Pretty much to answer her question, because your all system doesn't rely on token value, then that's why you're prepared for the bear market, because it really doesn't matter since the token isn't revolved around the actual token itself doesn't matter if it's doing well or not because you're all system. So again, you all answered it. I'm pretty sure that's everything we have. Cool answer. All right. I think there's
thanks.
With what you said. So again, if you all can wrap it up, it's your all's time to shine. Anything you all would like for the community to know, state your claim, say a little bit maybe what's in the future of the project, something that you might have in a couple days, hint, hint, wink, wink. This is your all's time to wrap everything up.
Yeah, perfect. I think I just want to say thanks for having us for one, and please join our Telegram and kind of stay up to date about everything Coin Official. You know, and we kind of sporadically announce this fair launch. So if anybody's already from Coin Official in here, they're probably a little bit shocked, but it's all good news. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure you get in that fair launch. It's just again stay up to date with Coin Official. Just make sure you join our Telegram.
Of course, it's always great having you. So I'm going to end this recording, but you all can obviously stay in the chat, hang out. It's always a pleasure. This is the first AMA. It was 59 minutes, pretty much an hour. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for being a part of the first AMA at the Zahnymous group. And I really actually do love your all's project. And I'm not speaking in a biased way, even though you all are my co-founders. If I truly thought it was dumpster juice, I would state it, but it's actually not. It's a great concept, and it's going to bring transparency, and that's exactly what the ecosystem needs. So thank you again, and I guess stay Zahnymous.